Hi, I'm Michael Hilkemeyer, and I help teachers successfully integrate ICT into their classroom. In this video, I'm going to be talking about how to monitor student ICT activities. This is important for two reasons. Firstly, it is common for students to appear to be usefully occupied with a task when in fact they are working very inefficiently and failing to exploit the full potential of ICT in their learning. Secondly, because of the richness of the ICT tools and resources, students can become very easily distracted. I'm speaking from experience here. And this will not become too obvious from the behavior. So monitoring, of course, as we all know as teachers, helps to stem any behavioral problems. When it comes to using ICT in the classroom, it is important though for two reasons. ICT should always support the subject content in its learning, and secondly, it should remain transparent and always help you to develop student ICT capability. And this is where it can help you effectively monitor student work. ICT capability consists of 5 components, and a number of these components will help you to monitor. So let's go through them. Routines, which are really ICT techniques, which you've done so many times you don't need to think about them. With routines, you'll need to have a checklist available of ICT techniques that each student should be able to use routinely. On that checklist, you'll need to note down whether a student has been hesitant, fluent, or steady with their ICT technique application. This information is very useful for future planning, and you can plan to provide further support for that individual student to help them to develop their ICT techniques. That's the second component, ICT techniques. To monitor student ICT techniques, it's very similar to routines. However, you would have a class list of student names, and attached to each individual student will be a number of ICT techniques you would expect students to have learnt already. As each student shows their confidence and competence in the use of ICT techniques, you would keep track of their capabilities by making a check on that list. It is important that you give students who need the help the minimum amount of support, and then withdraw the support as soon as possible. The next component is processes, and which is made up of several ICT techniques which a student may use to complete a task or activity. Students need to have an understanding of the relevant concepts needed in order to make decisions about which ICT technique is appropriate for the task. So it is essential that they are not given step-by-step tasks, so that you as a teacher can let them try out new ideas, and then you can intervene when they fail to make the expected approach. As with ICT techniques, the minimum amount of support should be provided. Structure the activity with questioning, prompting, and demonstrating if necessary. then withdraw the support as soon as possible. The last component to monitor is probably the most important: higher order skills, which is the decision making a student would make when completing a task. And you can monitor in three different ways. The first, model the techniques of strategic planning by thinking out aloud in front of the students to highlight the questions that might be asked during a process. Secondly, give the students responsibility for planning a task, and then coach them by asking them focusing questions at intervals to guide students towards a viable plan. And lastly, involve the students socially in planning, monitoring, evaluating, and reflecting through whole class teaching. By monitoring these ICT capability components, you too can develop student ICT capability in your classroom and become an efficient technology integrator today. Before you go, don't forget to look out for my new primary teaching resources, Australian Curriculum Connect, curriculum-based literacy lesson plans embedded with ICT teaching strategies, all available now at these online stores. However, if you want to go a step further, why not enroll in my accredited online PD courses in technology integration, all accredited through the New South Wales Education Standards Authority, NESA. Become accredited as a proficient and a highly accomplished leader in technology today. And then continue your professional learning by visiting my blog every month and get fresh ideas and strategies on how to continue to integrate technology successfully. Subscribe by getting those updates delivered at your fingertips every month. Thanks once again, and continue to be great educators today.